sexually transmitted infections, or STIs, are on the rise globally.
Gonorrhea, syphilis actually have a significant increase over the last decade, particularly affecting gay and bisexual men, but also we are seeing rises in heterosexuals.
Professor Eric Chow is on a mission to bring down those rates. Here at the Melbourne Sexual Health Centre, he's working to advance our understanding of how STIs spread and how we can better cut their transmission. He and his colleague, Professor Christopher Fairley, were the first worldwide to identify kissing as a major risk factor for contracting gonorrhoea, an STI that can affect the genital area, anus, throat, and eyes.
Gonorrhea is a very old disease, and it has been primarily thought to be transmitted through sex, but we're actually thinking why there has been such an increase in infection in the throat.
Their studies revealed gonorrhoea can be transmitted between partners via kissing, even in the absence of sex, which has significant implications for public health messaging. Prevention is crucial, especially as treating gonorrhoea becomes more difficult.
I think the main big challenges this day is the rise in antimicrobial resistance in gonorrhea. And now we are down to one last recommended first-line treatment for gonorrhea.
So Professor Chow has been exploring possible novel preventative measures to help curb transmission and reduce antibiotic use. He's also involved in work on the human papillomavirus, or HPV, which can cause genital warts and serious diseases such as cancer. Australia was one of the first countries to introduce an HPV vaccine program to schools, initially for girls and later expanded to be gender neutral.
Over time, we're doing lots of surveillance and find that there is significantly dramatic decrease in genital warts and also HPV prevalence among young schoolboys and schoolgirls. And that actually lead to that we can eliminate cervical cancer and also potentially other cancers such as anal cancer.
Australia has a relatively high vaccination coverage rate, with about 80% of schoolgirls and boys vaccinated against HPV. But Professor Chow hopes to increase those rates, particularly among groups with low coverage, such as Indigenous Australians and non-English speaking communities.
We're working very closely with the community and also with social scientists, try to understand the gap of this knowledge and try to see whether we can actually design any intervention or program that increase the knowledge.
Originally from Hong Kong, Professor Chow lived through the 2003 SARS epidemic.
That actually made me thought that public health is really, really important, and that actually drove me into public health research. And I really love this area that we can actually do research to help people, to help the community, to protect the community.
It's research that has now seen Professor Chow awarded the Gottschalk Medal from the Australian Academy of Science.